Welcome back. As part of efforts to curb insecurity in the country, the Senate took a decisive step to amend the 2022 Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. During its sitting, the House unanimously agreed to extend the death penalty to all actors involved in kidnapping, including perpetrators, financiers, and informants, and of course transporters as well. The bill, sponsored by Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, also seeks to classify kidnapping as terrorism and empower law enforcement agencies to dismantle kidnapping networks through stronger enforcement. Well, I still have with me Chidi Omeje and Ibrahim Gadba. Now, Ibrahim Gadba, quickly, what do you think motivated the Senate to actually extend the death penalty at this particular time?
Mark, I think we have crisis on our hands.
Right.
If we have to go by the way of the National Assembly, amending these laws and all that. Like I keep saying that if you identify a problem, you must first start by knowing the root cause of the problem. Look, we know poverty has been weaponized, and there are a lot of people today in this country, they don't have access to the basic necessities of life. And these crimes that these young people, got into, they were influenced by certain groups, and at the same time, very powerful groups. You don't just wake up one day and say you are going to kidnapping, banditry, and all that. It's a business that thrives, but again, beneath that business, there are sponsors. If they are going to amend these laws, I think it is better for us to work with the security agencies to actually find out the root cause of the problem before we begin to make pronouncement. Look, I will not be someone that will support passing judgment on people I will classify as innocent until proven guilty. Let us give people fair hearing. And at the same time, let us begin to think of policies that will add value to Nigerian lives. Every life in this country matters, like Mark. So even if why are they so much in a hurry to pass this type of laws that will deal decisively with people that will put on quote criminal elements? So we should be able to see through beyond these lenses that there's a problem, and they too, they are part of the problem. If you have to deliver policies for Nigerians, why should you take time, weeks, months, years before passing out, implementing some of these policies? As I'm talking to you right now, we have crisis on our hands, top of which is life is becoming more expensive. Food is very much, it's not readily available, job losses and a lot of things like that. These are the areas that we want the National Assembly to begin to dwell on, not to quickly rush into taking decisions concerning, people that are involved practically in acts which I believe is negative, but we should be able to find out why these things are happening to us at this critical point in time in our life. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Chidi Omeje, quickly, why did it take this long to establish this particular law, to extend it to kidnappers, at this very point in time? Why did past administrations handle this case with so much levity? Why was there so much carelessness in not understanding that this was going to get out of hand at some point? And why did it take this long for this law to be passed at this time?
Well, if you my point is look, death penalties are no longer fashionable. As a matter of fact, most countries are trying to step down on that. But given the seriousness, given the issues that that we are battling with, I think that the whole idea is just to serve to make crime very, very unattractive. So as a deterrence for people to see that look, there are grave consequences for this kind of crime. Our national assemblies have never been, the ideal national assembly, the ideal parliament. So you don't expect them to do beyond their capacity. So we know that these are guys who are much more, who are always, more interested in their selves. But then, opportunity has come for them to do what they're supposed to do. I don't begrudge them if they decide to put out to give such vent to the death penalties, but because our adversaries deserve the capital punishment. So I don't know, they took a lot of time, but that is the nature of our parliament. They are never serious in matters like this, so but let's believe that probably the pressure from the US and every other place have made them to sit up. If that be the case, well, the bottom line is, how do we ensure that crime is reduced? How do we ensure that crime is not attractive? How do we ensure that our people get to know that there are grave consequences in committing these kind of crimes?
All right, Chidi, quickly, Chidi, let me just stay on you, Chidi. Now, Evans, the man who was nicknamed the billionaire kidnapper, who was skilled in kidnapping the rich and extorting close to $1 million per operation. Now, looking at the magnitude of this operation, does Nigeria's security infrastructure have the investigative capacity to correctly identify financiers and informants, especially the bigwigs who are behind this act? Would they ever be caught? Is it possible for this law to even hold sway?
As a country, we have no choice, have no option than to develop that capacity. If we are intentional about getting over this situation, we must follow the money. We must find out the financiers of these things. It is doable, and it's all about political will. If we put our minds to it, we can do it. I mean, if for instance, Mr. President put his feet down and say, look, get me this link, and I'm going to follow it through, and he can do that, no matter whose ox is God.
Okay.
No matter how highly placed, no matter how powerful the person is, if Mr. President says we're going to stop these financiers, he can do that. I believe it's about political will.
All right, thank you very much.